far in advance did you plan on going?
I sort of considered it for like quite a number of years, but I was waiting until I was 21 so that I could drink like over there. And there was like a group of my mates that were all sort of thinking the same thing, so just wait until we all turned 21, and then by that point we'd saved up enough money to go across and for a wee while.
So how much money
How much did it? How much? It was like it was quite a bit, like, because we didn't want to just be like beggars over there. We wanted to like actually have enough money to do things. So saved up like like say like maybe 3,000 would probably enough, 4,000 pounds sterling.
How many years do you think that took to save up?
Quite a few for me. I mean, yeah, it was quite a while. I mean, I'd been planning it for so long that I was aware that I was going to need the money in the back of my head, and so like I sort of kept it, just built it up slowly over time, as opposed what some people might do would be like, you know, work solidly for a few months and just use that money, whereas I was sort of saving money and like spending money as well, like over here. So it took a bit longer to save up, but still got there.
Do you think it's a good way of doing it like that?
I mean, if you can, like, but I mean, I live at home, so it's like it's a bit easier, not spending money on rent and that sort of thing. But if people are staying away from home, obviously, I mean, it's not always convenient to do that.
So how was it you travelled about? Did you do it on the cheap or?
We bought the rail pass over there, which run by Amtrak, which like I actually think personally that it would have been cheaper not getting the rail pass, but my mates weren't up for that chat. So like, because it's not like a rail pass and you can go up to the office and you're like, cool, can I just fire on that train? It's like you've got a rail pass, but you still got to like book quite a bit in advance, and then you still sometimes got to pay a bit extra on top of that, which I would have actually rather. We were kind of going over there and spending a few days and then moving on. We had like a rough schedule, but we weren't disciplined to it, which is good in that we could move on kind of when we wanted to from place to place. But then at the same time, then hurricanes and that come, and then it's like, well, that flooded all the tracks, and so we were stuck with our rail pass, but the trains weren't running, so we had to get a bus, stuff like that. So actually, it's not like the trains get booked out that badly, so I think actually it would have been better just booking them over there. And it would have worked out about the same price, if not a bit cheaper, because the rail pass was like pricey, you know what I mean? It wasn't.
How much was it?
I think it was like $500 or something. It was quite a bit, like, and I think like I looked up prices of individual trains before I went, and some of them were like $12 and that, and I was like, probably would have been cheaper. Just like, I think Amtrak ripped me off a bit, but they're nice enough trains, like some of them, but they go well slow, you know what I mean? So it takes like the trains, instead of going from like A to B, it goes like to like Z on the way, you know what I mean? It's like you're going there to there, and it's like we'll just go up this way for a bit en route, and so it's like that's an extra 5 hours, you know what I mean? So trains are a bit like, they're not like trains we've got in this country, but it's like, I mean, they've got their problems as well, but it's like, you know, they go in a straight line more than the ones over there, which are just like a nightmare.
Would you recommend going on an East Coast trip?
Aye, like I'd go over again, various places. I wouldn't go to certain places again, like Buffalo.
Why is that?
It's just like, there's nothing there. It's like, I don't know, like council estate, but like massive. I'm not dissing folk that come from Buffalo, but they diss it themselves, you know what I mean? Like it's not, there's nothing there. It's near Niagara Falls, which is also like terrible. Like the actual Niagara Falls bit is like good, like nice wee, like you go on the boat and that, and it's great. But like the actual town of Niagara Falls, it's like just a gigantic casino. I mean, it's like poverty, crime, like everywhere. It's like cool, but still worth seeing. Probably, I wouldn't hang about. You know what I mean? And Buffalo is like, I was a big fan of the hotel more than anything because it was like cheap.
So what would you recommend about America?
Everywhere else was alright. There was some good stuff though. Like Philadelphia had like You wouldn't need to spend long in Philadelphia, personally. I don't think. I mean, we spent 3 days, and that was plenty. And there was some alright stuff. Washington DC was amazing. I think that was probably the best place, maybe.
What's it? Because like obviously it's in the news all the time. What was it like personally, like, being there and seeing all these like iconic like monuments and the White House?
It's good, aye. It's just like what you'd expect, though. Like it's good, like seeing it and walking about, and it's like it's a bit different from what you see. There's some of them are a bit bigger than you think, but it's like I don't know. I walked around them all in a day. Like, I was pretty knackered, like, but because they're miles apart. But it was like it was pretty good seeing them. I mean, it was good. It was like the bars were great in like Washington DC. Like, there was one like rooftop bar in this area, and we were watching like an electrical storm in the background just going on. And there's some good. Actually, there's a lot of free attractions which were quite good. I got to see where what's his name Lincoln got shot. That was free, so that was good. And then I mean New York, obviously that's pretty good. Everyone knows that. A lot of good stuff to see in New York. Spent a week there. That was a decent amount of stuff going on. Like it's just as you see it in the movies, but that's good, obviously. It's what you expect, but what you expect is really good. If that makes sense. So it's New York could go back there easily enough. Just like definitely would just do more stuff. A bit busy. A lot of people about, but if you don't like crowds, I wouldn't recommend anywhere. But I love upstate New York, actually, which is a bit maybe different from your usual sort of. You wouldn't normally just go there, but I had a mate there, and we went to like Lake Placid and some like a lot of small towns, Lake George and stuff like that, and it was alright actually. We were only there for like 3 or 4 days. You wouldn't want to be there longer than that probably, but because there's not much going on. But it was nice just to have a wee break, see like a small town sort of America. Eventually go back probably just because it's quite interesting small town Americas.
Do you think it's important, like if people I don't know are thinking about going on a trip like this, maybe take a few days out to actually like get out of big cities?
I personally would like, or like if you're slumming it for like a month, I was like book like the odd night in a decent hotel because you just like burn out pretty quick. Or we did like it's like my second day and I was booking the Hilton, you know what I mean? But no, we did get a cheap deal in the Marriott. It's actually amazing. But sometimes actually, if there is 3 people going, it can actually be just as cheap getting a hotel between 3 people and sharing a bed rather than going in a hostel. Like that's what we found. Because we started off, I got there a couple of nights in a hostel, and after that, I was like, it's working at the same price to like go to the Marriott. So might as well do that. Just share a bed.
Are you allowed to do that? Like
Yeah. There's like extra room charge, so you have to like an extra tenner or something. But quite often you get all these added extras with the hotel room, so it's like free breakfast and that, which didn't always use. But like free breakfast or the swimming pool and all that sort of stuff. Hostels, it's like there's a mattress. You know what I mean? It's like great. Toronto was good actually. It's actually worth going to. If you're over there and you've got the time, it's actually good to go about as much as possible. My mates even did like Chicago and New Orleans and stuff. They said that was pretty good. I know my brother's been down in New Orleans and that, going the hovercrafts through the swamps and that, seeing the alligators and stuff. So it's, like I'd go back and do all that.
so, sites-wise, would you recommend the big sites in New York or whatever? Would you recommend paying the money for them, or have you got any tips?
I mean, people are going to do stuff like the Empire State Building anyway, aren't they? They're going to like no one like you could be like, don't bother doing that, and people would still do it because it's what it is. But I mean, me being a wee bit tight, didn't go to the top floor. I just went to like the 92nd one or something. That was expensive enough. I actually got like a city pass thing, but you don't save much money. But it was more of an actually, I bought the city pass so that I would definitely do the things to get my money's worth. Because I know that if I bought something, I'd definitely do it. Whereas if I didn't do it, I might get relaxed and not go to something. But like they're pretty expensive. Like.
So why should people go? Why would you recommend going to America and?
Because why would I recommend going to America in general?
Or just like doing what you did, like saving up, like
the middle class route. Just like, don't know, like it's I guess it's one of the more exciting things I've done. I mean, there was a lot of like hassle out there, but there was more good stuff than hassle. Like it was still like done like Empire State Building and that, and it's pretty good. Like once you've done it, you're just like, aye, like that's that then. That's that box ticked. I mean, you don't have to do it, but like it's worth doing. Like if you can, or if you've got any interest in traveling, like in general, it's good because it's like everyone speaks English, sort of, and so like it's the same prices here, more or less, for most things. To be fair, it's accessible, so it's good just to go and see it and that, get the photos.
How is
I'm
it?
not. Like, it's not life changing in that because my life's not changed. It's good. But actually, I came back and I was like, went back to my bedroom and that, and I was like, cool. Nothing's really changed. Like in me, I mean, I have seen 4 weeks in America and like the experiences and that. And it's good, but I've not like I didn't come back like a different person. Or that, you know what I mean? It's not. It's just good. I'm happy enough the way I am, but it's a lot of people will probably say it's life changing, but it's not. Like going to Uganda and helping some kids might be life changing, but going to America it's another sort of Western place. It's not like going somewhere drastically different. Although it is drastically different in a number of ways, it's similar in a lot of ways as well. So it's like it was just interesting. I just find it interesting seeing it. I mean, I've got a relative amount of interest in that sort of thing, America and that. So I'd go again.